the flat belly lifestyle, oh my God, things are just so bright here in Chicago. Even this gray, snowy day is not going to dim my light because I am so excited about all the possibilities we have here at Wakanna. And so this is our Wake Up to Wakanna. And this morning, you're going to hear from our CEO, a young lady I met over 14 years ago, who has become near and dear. We were strangers, but when I first met her, she got my attention fast and in a hurry when she had said she had just fired her boss. That's right. Never heard that before. She fired her boss, working corporate America, making over 6 figures a year. She was just tired and time broken, not being able to spend the quality time with the people that meant the most to her. She went and quit that job and went into social selling full time. And then where she became MVP of at least 3 companies, building teams in over 46 countries. But there was a call back in 2017 from a mentor of hers who wanted her to be the CEO of his corporation, his cannabis company. Oh, she said, no way, not me in cannabis. But when she took the time, and that's why I say, guys, the most expensive thing in the world is a closed mind. You will never, Melissa always at least listens. When she heard the testimonies from so many people gaining better quality of life through that plant, pivoted, and she became that CEO, taking that company from 8,000 to 225 a month. And then in 2019, here we come with Wakanna. And guys, we are creating history. Glad you joined us, and we are on our way. Melissa, you out there, girl. I know you are.
I am out here, Phyllis. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay, wonderful. Well, wow. Thank you. First of all, Phyllis, when you give me that introduction, I'm always looking around because it just is so humbling to hear you as someone I look up to, someone who's been a role model to me, someone who's a powerhouse in the industry. I mean, I'm looking at you breaking so many records, not only as our CSO, but as someone in the industry who's really established just quite a reputation for yourself, helping people to create 6-figure incomes and lifestyles. So just appreciate all that you do as our midwife, as our co-founder, as our host every morning, helping us to get these calls facilitated. So just appreciate you so much. And I want to say good morning. I am super excited because I have some special guests on the line. And today we're going to talk about the founding member checks. I know some of you might be sneaking in there and looking and seeing. I know most of them are loaded, but we're going to talk about some of the ones that really just got my attention because it's super exciting to know here we are. I mean, not even yet 3 years in business. I mean, a founding member program that we started a few years ago, and now just to see the success of it. But this is just the beginning. Can you imagine in the next 5 to 10 years? So if you're a founding member, I want to welcome you to the call because today you're going to have a lot to be excited about. And guess what? It's not even as exciting as it's going to be. So just hold on. And so again, welcome everyone. Welcome for those of you who might just have ranked up. If you've hit a new rank, whether it is Pearl, Jade, Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, or above, we want to congratulate and welcome you. And for everybody out there who's focused on CV, because we know that's where the momentum is. You got to go out there and push for customers, right? Customers are the heart and soul of any business, okay? And so if you want to build a multi-million-dollar business, you better believe it better have thousands of customers, and we are super excited because, yes, we have over 20,000 customers here at Wakanna. And so, yes, we are the crown jewel of CBD. Again, good morning. Thank you for waking up to Wakanna. And now we're going to share our vision and mission before I go through the agenda and introduce our special guests. Our vision is we exist to help end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to stir a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. And so just to give you some quick updates, one of the things that I want to do before we jump into really, the heart of what we're going to talk about today is just give you some general updates. First of all, let's talk about pre-rolls, okay? I know that's been on many of your minds. We love our pre-rolls, and right now, of course, you can still get the Flight 300, our Delta pre-rolls. You can go right online to order those, but our CBD pre-rolls. I don't know what's happening lately with the farming of CBD pre-rolls, but do you know we've had 3 batches come in and all of them tested over 0.3% THC, which means, of course, we are not able to sell those. And so what we've decided to do is to substitute any order that you might have had that had CBD pre-rolls with gummies, your choice of gummies. Yes, you can even pick the Delta 8 gummies. So make sure, if you have not already heard from our shipping team, just know they've been reaching out to everyone just to clarify, make sure we get you exactly what you need. And so just be patient, but just know that's been happening since last week. And if you don't hear from someone in the next couple of days, please feel free to reach out to customer support so that they can help facilitate any orders that we might need to get out there for you, because we want you to have your products. Now, we know that this is also tax season, okay? And so 1099s, I know many of you, earned at least $600 with us. So just know that those actually start mailing out next week. So just look out for those. That's one of the challenges we always have, because people often change addresses. So just know if there's any updates that you need to get to the corporate team, please get those to the corporate team before those 1099s start to hit the mail. Now, because of tax season and what we're doing with that, we're going to not have after hours tonight past 6. So if you do want to volunteer, please come, prior to 6, because we will have a normal shift tonight so that our team can prepare and gear up for these 1099s. Success Academy. I know there's been lots of issues with people trying to access that, because sometimes we get people who register multiple times. Sometimes people register 6 or 7 times and it just eats up all the room. And so we fixed that issue. And so now you should not have any more issues with that. So you want to encourage your team to make sure they go to Wakanna Success so they can get registered for Success Academy. Right now, we're offering it complimentary. When you want to return back and log in, you can go to Wakanna Nation, and that's something you definitely want to leverage. You definitely want to take advantage of. In fact, we had to make some updates because apparently part 2 of the certification and some other trainings had disappeared. So it was very limited access for some of you, but just know if you've been there in the last month and you want to come back and get all the new updates, this is a great time to go ahead and log into your Success Academy, okay? I'm so super, super excited about that. So let me go ahead and just jump right in to the Founding Members Program, okay? Oh my goodness, guys. Let me give you the numbers, okay? These are the exciting numbers. Do you know that we have 880 people who actually have decided to buy a Founding Member Pack? Now, some of them bought 50% down. Many of them completed that payment. There's probably about 20 or so who have not completed that second payment. But at the end of the day, isn't that pretty astounding? I mean, 880 founding members of Wakanna. And so here's the other thing to know. Out of those 880 founding members, do you know that 437 qualified for a check? Now, some of these founding members have been with us since the beginning. Many people just got in it just to have their founding member pack, had no intention to do anything right now. So can you imagine, we have a business model where more than half of the people in a pool qualified for a check. Where in the world does that happen? I mean, you typically might get 5%, in many companies it could be 1%. I mean, in the very good ones, maybe 10%, but 50% and higher. I mean, that just doesn't happen, guys. So that is just super exciting to really understand the magnitude of the founding member program, the satisfaction of it for the people who've really been there for multiple years. A lot of times if it's your first year, you're trying to understand the nuances, how does it work? But many of our folks that have been in this since the beginning, they're really starting to see the compound benefits of the program already. In fact, we're super excited because we know with our cashback points that we paid, and not including loyalty. I mean, between loyalty and cash back, we're talking about well over $100,000+, right? But just with our founding member 1% alone for the quarter last year, fourth quarter, over $18,000 is extra money that went out just because you decided you wanted to be a founding member. And what's exciting about that is to qualify, you either had to do what? Have those 3 customers for October, for November, for December, for every month that you qualified as a founding member. You could do it 1 month, you could do it 2 months, you can do it all months, right? We try to make it as simple as possible. I know a lot of companies, as soon as you miss 1 month, you're out. And a lot of the reasons why, because of programming, it makes it very complex whenever we write all these rules that make it easier for you. But we just do what we can to accommodate the fact that we understand that sometimes people just aren't going to have 3 customers every single month. Now, the other thing we did last year is we allowed those of you who took advantage of our early bird specials to actually go ahead and get grandfathered in so that you didn't have to worry about those 3 customers all the way up until the end of the year. So the first time that you need to think about customers is right now. So this is January. So right now, if you didn't worry about your customers last year, you're probably most likely qualified for a check, okay, if you purchase a Founding Member Pack. And so that's cool. But right now, guess what you need to do? You need to start focusing on customers, because this is the first month where everyone needs to do what? Get their 3 customers in order for them to override in the pool for January. Now, if you miss this month, again, the difference with our pool versus most pools, we don't disqualify you in February. Most people just knock you out for February, March because you didn't get it in January. So we give you a chance to redeem yourself and get those 3 customers for all 3 months or for whichever month you choose to get it. And so when we look at the shares, when I look at the shares, October, was our most explosive month as it relates to the value of the share. And that's because, of course, we would have had less founding members in October. So for those of you, again, you took advantage of the early bird special, you were able to benefit at the share level of $8.56. In November, of course, there were far more founding members in that pool. And so the shares were $7.10. And then in December, a lighter month, okay? And so lighter month, but still about the same number of founders. So that reduces those shares to $3.07, because the way it works, we take the revenue, we put it in a pool, and we look to see every single month how many shares are outstanding. Let's say in October, there are 1,100 shares outstanding. Well, that divides into the 1% for October. In November, each month, the exact same formula happens, okay? And so it's a science to it. It works. It's exciting. But the biggest thing you need to know is, guess what? If you participated last year, you bought a founding members pack, you have a check, okay, which is exciting. And so on the high end, okay, if we look at the different checks, there were a few people, I think it was 3 people, out of all the checks we paid out. So 3 people in the month of December who, that's their only month they qualified. And so they only had 1 share. So that was like a check for $3.07. But overall, the average payout was $41, okay? And on the high end, the highest payout was $274. See, those are the numbers that keep me up at night, right? $274 for 1 quarter. Are you kidding me? When you think about the cost of a founding member pack, there's really no cost because you get it back in product. So you could just take that, sell your product, and guess what? That's why we call this not an investment. So if you ever try to market this as an investment, it is not an investment. In an investment, you pay money, and guess what? You have to wait on profits to get a return. So no, this is where you're sharing in the revenue. You may make a decision to invest in yourself, and that's a personal choice, right? But as it relates to a business opportunity, this is actually considered not an investment. It's a revenue share, okay? And so that's exciting, knowing that you have an opportunity to actually participate in something like this, but also understand where this could end up, okay? Where this could end up. Because what did we announce last week? In fact, I announced it before. Many of you heard for the first time last week, but this year we are closing out the founding member pool. So the last time for you to participate in this pool, it's going to be in October, November, December of this year. And then this particular pool, now we may open up another pool, and we're going to figure that out. But the point of the conversation right now is the 1% pool that's over revenue, okay? This pool where we make it as simple for you as possible to qualify, the last time for you to participate in it and have any additional shares is this year, and it ends. And that's exciting for those who paid attention and who got in and got positioned. And many of you, went out and bought another pack this year. Some of you didn't do that, okay? And what do we say for the packs coming up in November and October of this year? They're going to actually be a little more pricey because, again, we're rewarding the people that really saw the vision of this from the beginning. So for those of you who came in and bought your product packs at $7.99 and now you got that benefit, of having one share in our founders pool. I mean, that's forever your benefit. But guess what? The next wave of people can still get in, but they're going to have to buy a higher product pack, right? The product packs are going to start at about $2,500, right? And so you can look at it and say, wow, I'm so glad I did what I did. I'm glad I took action. And some of you, guess what you did? You took action multiple times, because the max amount of shares that if you were existing as a founding member, you could have was 4. If you were new in our business and had not yet been a founding member, the maximum shares that you were able to actually have is 2, okay? But the good news is you're going to have one last opportunity, and that's going to happen, towards the last quarter of this year. So just super excited about that. And I know each and every one of you, especially for those of you who maxed this out at 4, the ones who maxed out at 4 and the new people who maxed out at 2, I know right now you are patting yourself on the back because you're understanding the power of what you just did with that intention. And so let's talk real quick about some other exciting components of the Founding Members Program, guys, because again, a lot of times people think, okay, well, you guys have been here for a while and maybe it's going to be easier for those who've been here for a while. Well, you know what I did? I actually pulled up, and let me just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I take out any of the founders, there's still about 9 people. There's probably 9 people on this list, okay? And when I say founders, that would be Dr. Rita, myself, Phyllis, Dr. Pat, but there's 9 people on this list who are founding members of Wakanna who are in our top 10 payouts for 2021 fourth quarter. And when I look at this list, guess what? Some of these individuals just started in 2021, so they actually only have 2 shares. So with 2 shares, they were able to climb all the way up and hit our top 10 in the revenue pool. And so I'm going to name the names, okay? But just know that, again, the highest payout was $274 from this group. The lowest payout was, I believe, $170, okay, $170. But that's exciting, guys, because these are quarterly checks. So if you do the math, you're making your money back, right, just in a few quarters of being a participant in this pool. And so I'm going to just congratulate right now our top 10, and that's going to be Ann Hawkins Mooney. It was Ann Mooney. I think you need to change your name in our back office, but we know that's Ann Diamond Mooney, okay? And that's exciting. And this is not in any particular order as it relates to lowest to highest, okay? This is just giving you the overall names, okay? Bernadine Kirkland, Beverly Blair, Philip and Dr. Kimberly Smith Dautrieve, Eric Strickland, Gigi Gloria Harris, Kathy and Adrian Weathersby, Shannon King, and Willie Mooney, okay? Those made the top 10 list for top, and again, as I look at that list, there's a few of them that signed up just last year with only 2 shares, and some of you have 4 shares. So it just shows you how you can go ahead and earn the maximum amount of money by actually not just being a founding member, but also working the plan, hitting Sapphire, hitting Ruby, hitting Diamond. When you do that, you get additional shares. Some of these individuals who just signed up last year, okay, in the month of October received 11 shares. In the month of November, 9 shares, okay? In the month of December, 9 shares. I mean, is that crazy? I mean, that's exciting. And so that just shows you that you control and craft your destiny. Everyone's a winner, but at the end of the day, you have a share. That's great, but you have a chance to have more shares. And so what I want to do real quick, I have 2 special guests on the line, and one of them I'm going to bring up first. She actually was the person who many of you saw as our Raw Warrior. She came in number 1 for signing the most people up on the Phase 3 cleanse. But guess what? I was looking at her check for the founding member program. I said, girl, do you know you made the top 4? Do you know you made the top 4? And this is something I know that blew her away. And so make sure you hit star, because you got to hit star, or you're going to be muted when I call your name. But Gigi Harris, if you can go ahead and just kind of share with everyone what you're so fired up about. Did you hit star? While we're waiting for her to figure it out, because I know she's out there.
Okay.
I'm going to go
Can you
ahead
hear me now?
and move. I can hear you now.
Okay. Wow. Oh man, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just baffled, about what is happening with this founders program. Wow, I ended up in the top 10. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That says that if you work the business and if you participate in the founders program, the business will work for you. It would definitely work for you. And I am so proud to be a part of this mission that we are on. It's amazing. It's been an amazing ride, and I'll be here, forever and ever. And I'm happy that I was able to see the vision when you called me and asked me to get on a call with you. And I think that's been the best decision I have made. This has been the best company that I have been a part of, because with the leadership that we have and the founders, you can ask for any better people, to work with, to go in business with, to fight, for a future, to fight for freedom, fight for health, fight for wealth. It's it's amazing what is happening. And I just want to thank my team too, because I could not do it without them. Teamwork makes the dream work, and my team works very hard. They work very hard. I do too. I put a lot of love into individuals. I don't see them just as a check. I see them as family, and I'm there for them as they are for me and for themselves and for their family. So I just want to say, Melissa, thank you for all the hard work that you do. I have never met a person that has worked so hard. I mean, tirelessly hard. And everybody knows, the work that you put in. I mean, we call you Melissa No Sleep, and you don't. You don't sleep. If you don't go to sleep, you just fall out, and where your body just can't take it anymore. But thank you for offering me this opportunity. I have not been disappointed, with the company, at all. And I just say thank you. Thank you, for all that you do. Thank you, Phyllis, too, because you've been there. You've been pushing us. You probably have, more patience with some of us than we probably have with ourselves. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, sis. I love you, Dr. Rita. I love you too, for what you represent with Wakanna. Also, Senator Pat, you too, you keep us motivated and creating wealth for our families. So, it's back to you, Melissa. I am so excited and surprised, just as I was surprised at the conference, even getting those awards. I did not even expect it. The only thing I do is work, and try to share the message of what Wakanna represents and what Wakanna wanted to do in the community to help our people to be the best that they can be and to live the longest life possible. Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, wow, G, you are just amazing. And what you're doing with your team and just how you're inspiring so many people to get on the cleanse. I mean, it's your ministry. It is your ministry. We love you so much as well. And we're just so appreciative of all that you do and keep leading from the front. You have an amazing team, and we are just so proud of you and everything that you're accomplishing. Can't wait to get to Dallas, because guess what? You showed up and showed out. So we committed. Hey, we're going to support those cities who showed up and showed out on this cleanse. And so just know, Dallas, Texas, we are coming. We are coming for you, and we cannot wait to get there with the bioscan and the blood type testing. And so what I'm going to do real quick, guys, because we have another special guest on the line, I want to also give a big shout out to Willie Mooney, because he also made our top 4, okay, our top 4, which is so exciting, in the founders payouts for the fourth quarter of 2021. And hey, Willie, your wife made the top 10. Okay, so Ed, you got it going on yourself, girl. So together, look at y'all. Y'all got founders checks that at some point look like it might pay some bills. Okay, so good job, everyone. And so with that being said, we're going to segment this next section to kind of really highlight someone who really epitomizes what it means to lead a healthy lifestyle. If you go and look at her background and everything she's been a part of, from being a raw vegan chef at one point, also, being a lifetime vegan and just helping to inspire so many of our distributors to come out to our dispensary, to go to Whole Foods, to really get us energized so that we can start this flat belly lifestyle. And so from April, you were there with us, and she actually became our MVP of the health conference. Okay, so this lady is someone who is an emerald director in our business. In fact, when we were with the other company, she was there with us building such a dynamic team, and we just love her leadership style. She leads from the front. And so I am just super elated and excited because I want to go ahead and bring her up today just to, again, first of all, acknowledge her as our MVP of Health Conference. I mean, that is so major. In fact, we also presented her with a $250 shopping spree for Whole Foods. And I know she jumped right on her phase 3, and she's really leading the charge with that now. I know she's taken some time to take care of her mom, which I think is just so commendable. We have to, take care of our family. Sometimes that comes before even our own health. And so with that being said, Terry Anderson, good morning. Are you out there? And hit star.
Yes, I just did it.
Star.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me,
I
Melissa?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Good morning, Melissa, and good morning, everyone on the line today. I'm so honored to be able to share my story here, and giving me the opportunity to share it. But I just want to share with you guys that I kind of started this journey a long, long time ago. And the reason I started this journey is because I noticed that when I would eat meat, I would my stomach would get I would get constipated, would be tight, inflammation. I didn't even know the word inflammation back then. I just know I did not feel well. And over time, one experience I had, I was with some friends of mine, and they were mostly Caucasians, and they were making vegetables. And when I ate their vegetables, I noticed that they were crunchy. And in my community at that time, which was a long time ago, we would overcook our food. And so I didn't eat a lot of vegetables as a kid just because I didn't like mushy food, mushy vegetables. But this was back in the 80s. When I ate this food, I was like, wow, this is incredible. So fast forwarded, sometime in the 90s, I was working in a sales job. And this was, I found very interesting. In my sales responsibilities, I had to drive around and look at mom and pop businesses and talk to them about advertising. And so one day when I was driving, I drove past Karen's. And for those who live in Chicago, who live outside of Chicago, this is a raw vegan restaurant. And so I just decided to stop in one day. And when I did, it was like a whole new world. I didn't know what to do, what to say. I just said, what do you recommend? I think I just said, give me that. And it was called the raw soup, raw energy soup. And I remember they were so nasty. I was like, oh my God, this is so, but I finished it up and I found myself going there again and again and again. So it was kind of like some kind of force guiding me that this was best for me. And over time, I began to enjoy it. And fast forward again, back sometime in the early 2000s, a friend of mine invited me to her house, and she said, Terry, I'm going to be doing some raw. And I was like, really? So I was already familiar with raw. So I participated. I came to her house, and they were doing something called a Hallelujah diet, and that was 80% raw and 20% cooked. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I had the best time ever, and I enjoyed it so much. And I just ended up helping her. And next thing I know, we we were started with a group of 30 people, and we went up to over 1,000 people, and we had to come out of her house. She was in the like the basement apartment, and it was so big, it was bigger than us, that we had to come out of her house and find a space that was bigger to hold up, to 100 people on a regular basis. And so we did that for many, many years, like 6 years. And it was just like the best time of my life. I had no idea that I was giving myself the best medicine. I just felt better. That was the reason why I did everything. I just always felt better. So I continued on with this journey. We did Thanksgiving dinners. We did raw Christmases. I mean, it was just the best time. And this is how I got introduced into this. So I just continued on. And before we finished that program, we ended up having a raw vegan festival at the Garfield Conservatory. Anybody here in Chicago know of the Garfield? It's a beautiful place. And we had attracted and brought value to over 900 to about 1,000 people that day. And it was a sunny, warm day in Chicago, and it just felt like we were in heaven. So, this journey for me is, it's my life. And I just started the 21-day journey. I've only been on it for 3 days, but this is natural for me. I don't have a lot of practice in juicing a lot, but I do have a juicer, and I am juicing. And for me on this program, what I do know is that I had to get my kitchen organized. And so a friend of mine came over to my house, because having a raw vegan kitchen, I studied under Queen Afua, and she talked about your kitchen is your laboratory. So I had to get my kitchen organized so that I could put my juicer out. I could have my Vitamix out. I have 2 Vitamixes. Take out for the raw food menu. It is in your best interest to have a food processor, because it makes life so much easier. But I have enjoyed this, and Melissa, because of some circumstances and some not being under the weather, I started a little slow with this, but I am ready to run with this. Me and my team, we're going to run, because this is my stomping ground. And so we're about to take this and take it with you to the next level. So I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this morning and sharing my journey.
Wow, Terry, thank you so much. And that is really powerful. I mean, I know you're also blood type A, and it's interesting that a lot of the A's, we've kind of teeter-tottered back and forth between going vegan, going raw vegan. I know I got certified as a raw vegan chef, wrote books about, why we should not eat meat. And then we get back to eating meat. Okay. And so right. I think it's great to just be on this journey, and it's great to have people like you so that we could really help inspire everyone to make better choices. And so thank you so much. That was awesome. Amazing. And we're just so proud of you and everything you're doing, guys, because, it is a process. And like she said, she had to organize her kitchen. But if we don't make time for wellness, we're going to have to make time to manage our illness, right? And so we want to make time for wellness, carve out that time, get yourself organized, get your juicer, and let's go on this 21-day cleanse together, guys. And as a founding member, I mean, this is going to be an amazing way for you to get your 3 customers. See, every founding member should have no reason not to have their 3 customers, because what you're doing is inviting people to go with you on this journey towards health, okay, and to restore our health and age reversal. And so with that being said, before we close it out, we were going to hear our numbers. We are running a little short on time, and I did want to acknowledge our Jamaica winners. That's something we talked about last week, so I want to go ahead and do that real quick. But our Jamaica winners, I'm going to read the names of everyone who is invited and on for free. So this is a group that's coming with us, compliments of Wakanna, okay? And so Bernadine Kirkland, Kathy Weathersby, Kimberly Dautrieve, Gloria Harris. What I will say about all of you guys is you're actually qualified for upgraded accommodations, okay? And so they actually, and then also Willie Mooney, because he actually qualified at his highest rank twice. And so he's also qualified for upgraded accommodations. So we're super excited about our top 5. And not only is it upgraded accommodations, but they're going to join us for an extended stay. And that's Willie and Ann Mooney, because you guys are both our diamonds. And so they're actually coming with us to Jamaica, and then we'll have this extended stay at this villa, which is so luxurious. Cannot wait to be in the villa with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be so much fun, okay? But I want to also acknowledge everyone who actually has won the trip. And so I'm going to read the list of the full qualifiers. We have Kimberly and Philip Smith Dautrive, Gloria and Alfred Harris, Willie and Ann Mooney, Stephanie Lee and Leslie Lee, Fatima Horn and Dr. Betty, Eric and Diane Strickland, Shannon King, Bernadine Kirkland, Janine Black Turner, Angela Dickerson, Lisa Lee Gardner, Beatrice Foster, Tamika Hughes Hunt, and some of you also qualified to bring a guest as well. So for those of you who did qualify for a guest, we want to super congratulate you for that trip to 2. As I close it out, I want to also put on everyone's mind our very next conference, which is the Wealth Conference coming up. And that is our annual anniversary, 3-year celebration. Super excited. April 16th is going to be the kickoff on Saturday. It will be a 2-day event, April 16th and 17th. And we're going to do a party like 1999 on Wednesday, 4/20, okay? So just gear up. Our team is going to get things out to you regarding that. And so with that said, just thank you all. Join us at 2:30 for Saving Our Strands. Join us again at 8 p.m. In fact, join us early at 7:30 if you want to join DJ Dr. Ross for our virtual corporate Zoom party that starts before the Zoom at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, every morning, please wake up to the Diamond Factory because it is time for us to take our businesses and our lives to that next level. And so with that said, thank you so much to my special guest. Thank you, Gigi Harris. Thank you, Terry Anderson. Thank you all for actually waking up to Wakanna. And so with that said, we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top. Let's go out and have a Wakanna day.